brother Kevin.
Here we are with another Friday Night Live Zoom. And where are we at? January 29th, 21.
Took on this one because I was curious.
Oh boy. January's gone. Days. The days are getting longer.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Around the
Not
corner.
any warmer today, that's for sure.
Spring is around the corner, Steve. You're getting ready to plant.
It's cold. It's cold today.
Yeah, it was nice today, nice and crisp. Sun was shining. It was nice.
What's crisp? What's crisp up there, Gino?
We had a high of about 23.
Yeah.
We were at minus 12, I think, Celsius.
Yeah, I don't know what it's Celsius.
That is,
About the same.
yeah. So it was nice. You know, when the sun's shining and you got that cold, it's a nice feeling. It really is. When it's cold and it's cloudy and it's not a nice feeling, but it's all wonderful. But those days where the sun is shining in those really cold days, it really is nice to get out and feel that that sunshine in that cold.
Yeah, especially when the sun's intensified now, and so you have that dichotomy.
Yeah.
Today I woke up, it was 43 degrees, and then within a few hours we were up to 70s. It was wild.
Very nice.
Yeah, I know. It's good here. It's good.
So,
The outdoor time makes all the difference. It really does. Just I know when I just need to step outside whatever structure I'm in. And even I respond to spaces differently now too. I just know if a space is too dark, too enclosed, I need to get out. So
being outside in nature as much as possible. Every day, even if it's half an hour or whatever, get outside.
Yep.
Do something outside. Sun gaze.
Right. And get near a window if you can.
Yeah. If you're disabled or something, can't move, get near a window. Get some sunlight.
They dropped
The window, feel that air. Nothing like being outside.
Yeah, but he was outside of the sun.
There's wonderful
In the sunlight.
buildings that are made with the architecture of nature. And
Yes.
if you go inside those buildings, you will feel different than any other structure.
Windows, big windows.
Yeah.
Actually, the structures, the geometry, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. There's some interesting ways too to orient buildings so that the sunlight's coming in from a certain direction, and then you could even have integrated growing systems within those structures as well.
The earth ships, like type of thing.
Yeah.
Ever seen the earth ships?
I've been investing in books on how to build houses actually. So I bought some books off of eBay right now on how to do that. Simple books, but looking into structures that are manageable, that you can do on your own.
Now they have the 3D printers.
Mhm.
Homes. I just posted one today. In Italy, they've 3D printed a home with the local clay. And with 3D printers, you can do things that normally you would not be able to do. You can do all kinds of stuff.
So you can use any material almost with the 3D?
Yeah, they can put many different materials in there. You can do it with concrete, with clay. The aircrete is an interesting material they use. It's concrete mixed with air, infused with air, and it's very light and very strong and has insulating properties. There's people doing that in different parts of the world, which is very interesting. But these 3D printers, if you understand 3D printer, what it is, there's once the 3D printers came to be, all kinds of things became possible that weren't possible before, making parts in certain ways and so on and so forth that were just not possible with 3D printers. It became possible just because you can
Have a
make
3D
any geometry,
drawing.
anything. You can do anything with it.
Lays everything down a layer at a time.
Yeah, yeah. So it's phenomenal. You know, the technologies, they are great if they're used to do the right thing.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
possibilities.
if we're going to use technology like AI to take over humanity, that ain't doing the right thing and become our new god. I ain't worshiping no AI, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, imagine like if you want to cook, you get a robot to cook for you. You know, I mean, so it takes away a lot, you know, from your everyday living. You know, your life. Yeah, you know. Cooking is one thing. Imagine drawing, maybe, or you know, like that's art. That's part of us. And
I think I heard somebody saying efficiency is the enemy of man.
productivity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a really fascinating thing. And yesterday I was watching a video of a traveling couple. They were in Europe and they had rented a electric vehicle and they were promoting it and they were showing how it could park itself. So instead of them parking their own car, they pull it into the parking lot, they touch the buttons, they show it where to go. And, you know, it's not very efficient right now with the technology, but it's like, you know, it's so lazy. It's so silly.
Oh,
No. You're missing the whole point of all this stuff.
No, I mean, I get the point. I get it because they bought into it. You know, they talked about how great it was.
It's a great thing. I think in a way, you know, like especially when it comes to the cars, I feel because it's safer. These days, people have like very little attention.
You're missing the point of it all too. It's all about getting rid of the population. It's all about Agenda 2030.
Yeah, like getting jobs.
That's the point of all this AI and
absolutely.
robotics and everything. It's to eliminate population.
Disclaimer notice.
Oh yeah, disclaimer.
We discuss things
Oops.
outside of mainstream. Viewer discretion is highly advised. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's for. If you've read the Agenda 2030.
Nothing they do is benevolent to humanity. Nothing.
I have a printed copy here, and I'm going to be burning it. I have to find some time and just send it back to the earth to recycle it because that's where it belongs. That agenda, whoever worked with that stuff, nothing I would ever agree to.
Someone saying parallel parking. I wish my car did that.
These things, you know, these technologies are all wonderful and dandy, but there's a reason for it behind it. And Lisa, you're not correct, and they're not advanced. They are very advanced. Very advanced.
This is just what they're letting out right now. It's not
Yeah.
half of what, not even, you haven't even scratched the surface of what they've already got.
The automation of cars being able to drive themselves is very advanced already. If you've looked at what do they call Boston Dynamics robot company?
Yep.
I think Google owns them now. The stuff they have is crazy.
Scary.
Scary. Very scary. These robots can do anything. Handle guns.
Soldiers.
Oh yeah.
And shoot whatever they're programmed to shoot without
Yeah.
fail and be dead on with, you know, the target stuff they hit. They're very precise.
Yeah, to use them for military purposes, you know, it's almost like it's disgusting. It really
But that's
is.
what it's for.
Yeah, I know. They put most of the money towards them, towards wars and military and security, right?
You know,
Which is crazy. I mean, but I totally understand, you know, using technology for good things. Like for example, we're using technology right now to connect, and we're all in different parts of the world, right?
it all depends on who's in control of it. That's the problem.
Yeah, but it has to be
If
by
it-
the people, for the people, right? Like nobody should be able to control all this. Nobody should be able
Well,
to.
that's the problem.
No one person.
you got these big mega corporations
It has to be
that
decentralized.
have taken over, these technocrats, and
Yeah,
they're controlling
I
the planet.
believe, you know, people, you know, most of us are good people. Most of us are good people. Many people
Most
are,
people want to do the right thing.
yeah, most people, most of us want, I mean, inside our hearts, we all want the same thing. And most people are actually good people. Really.
Well, it's an interesting thing to think about that these technologies are all being designed by people as of right now, right? And so these are human souls. And so what are they creating? And I've got 3 siblings who went to engineering schools of all different types. And I would say one of them's contributing to all this. And he probably thinks it's great.
Useful idiots.
Yeah. And so, you know, and somebody's piloting those planes up above spraying,
Absolutely.
and the teachers keep teaching.
Yeah, so the way they are used and who is in control of them, that's the problem, right? But they can be used for good things, right? And
Well, they might feel that they're good, actually, right? Too. I mean, they.
I love technology. I really feel like that's great. Like a calculator, you know. Yeah, sure, my brain doesn't work as well without it because it's lost that practice, right? But it's nice to have a calculator, and it's you know, it's nice to have a computer. It's I mean, there are so many things that we're able to do now that we weren't able to do before. Communication.
Yeah.
So
It's an interesting element that we can think about introspectively, right? This idea of efficiency.
The way it would work in the favor of we the people is it has to remain open source by the people for the people.
for sure,
Once
decentralized.
once
No
you put it in the
question.
hands of corporations, it's it's a problem.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what's happening everywhere in the world. That's the problem today. I mean, look at COVID. A few people are in control of that garbage idea.
Political medical tyranny at its greatest
Yeah,
evil.
and notice about that too. You know, like you don't have to listen to this, but it is controlled by a few people. They are making the rules. Don't do this, don't do that, and they're shutting down the economy and killing all these people, all these poor people. You know, there are many countries who rely on tourism, right?
Yeah.
And they're poor otherwise without tourism. So imagine how their lives are affected. It's it's
It's
Oh,
affecting
yeah.
so many.
Animal sanctuaries, you know, refuges that relied on people coming in, people taking tours.
Right.
Around here, they've taken a big hit.
Mhm.
But, you know, when I try to book something, I'm told to wear a mask. Well,
Yeah, and
you know,
you don't hear that in the news. All these, you know, innocent
mm-mm.
people are affected by the
Mm-hmm.
nonsense laws that they're making. So
Right.
nobody should be. I mean, the voting in the states, and that's like the most powerful country, or was at some point the most powerful country in the world, and all the fraud that's happening with that. I mean, that's simple election, and there's, I mean, that's the most essential, you know,
Yeah.
um, part in a democratic country. You know, like you can't play with that. If you play with that,
Right.
everything
Yeah.
comes after.
So
So
we had a meeting here Wednesday night of a new group, a new chapter of a group that started in Tampa. And at this first meeting, it was a massive room. There was over 100 people there. And they had an entire agenda. It was multi-pronged, well thought out. And it included election integrity, election integrity. And so, you know, they admitted, you know, who here has been involved in this? Nobody. Okay, that's our problem. People have just been sleeping and, you know, living efficiently with their big TVs and public schools and everyday jobs and
and the whole world is watching that part in the states, but everybody affected by not by the fraud in the states, but by the whole COVID nonsense, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is affected. We're all the same. If I care about what's happening in the States with their election, it's because I care about the truth. I don't care. I'm not
Yeah.
an American otherwise.
Yes.
I mean, you see some people who say, "Oh, you guys non-Americans, stop! This is out of your business." Because if you support one side over the other, right? Or you say there is fraud. I mean,
Well, it was very special to
we are,
be amongst this group, and there was nobody wearing a mask. Nobody.
yeah, like
Zero.
we're standing up for the truth, okay? Whoever
Mhm.
is a truthful person, we support, and we support the Americans, we support the Canadians, we support everyone in the world standing up for the truth because we're all humans, you know? If I see a child killed, an innocent child, any child killed anywhere in the world, I would stand up for the truth, you know? It doesn't matter what color, what religion, what anything, okay? This is wrong. If you see an older man being beaten up by anyone, by a soldier especially, then I would be disgusted by that, regardless where they are. And seriously, we always just looked at our country, our city, no, we have to start caring for each other everywhere in the world. We're all the same.
It's happening everywhere. It's happening right here in our backyard. People being beaten for no reason. Protesting is illegal now. It's not essential.
Yeah.
More restrictions, lockdowns.
Yeah, no more protest here anymore.
They put more restrictions
Wow.
on flights and stuff. It's
No more protest anymore here.
well, they've deemed it non-essential.
Yeah, I know, but last week they just stopped it.
People are
And the
still
week
going.
before,
They're
people are
just
still-
not hanging out in the square. They're just going to the streets. It's crazy. It's darkest before dawn. What's it going to take for people to snap out of this deep sleep? What's it going to take? The boogeyman fear virus is taking over people's lives.
Yeah, where are the scientists? It's all politicians. Where are the scientists? I want to see some scientists out there making the rules. Where are they? Even
Well, I have been
Their
getting
pensions
a
and
bunch
their
of
livelihood
videos.
depend on their silence.
say it again, Steve.
Their pensions and their livelihood depends on their silence.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Even my sister, who like has a PhD, I remember she mentioned something about, she saw some rules, I think, for her daughter's career, daycare. And she was like, "That's bullcrap." And I was surprised. I was like, "Okay, that's great. It's great to see that you're seeing it." Because before that, she was 100% behind all the laws and whatever they're coming up. And I was happy to see that finally they can see that. I mean, it's affecting everyone. It's affecting all businesses. Everybody's going to struggle if
Yeah.
it doesn't stop. And we will
Well,
wake up.
I can tell you that the people that gathered together this past week here were from many walks of life and unintended leaders, and had a lot of energy and don't want to help each other out. They want to help each other out, and they've already defended businesses, defended people from being violently attacked, and they are responding to other protests and planned events to destroy businesses. And there was some former military there. There's classes that people are teaching underground for defense classes now. So people are really coming together. It was inspirational,
Absolutely. Yeah.
What's the population in Florida?
Depends on the time of the year.
That's a good point.
It depends on the time of the year.
You know what they're
Right
fighting?
now it's highly inflated, or it should be highly inflated.
Locally, the zombies are fighting about who's getting the jab. They're fighting about how the northerners came down and are getting their jabs first down here, and the locals want their jabs.
Not
So
in the Keys. My friends down in the Keys, they can't get it. They said if
Ah.
they're not, I don't know why he wants it, but that doesn't matter. He said they're not allowed because they're out of state.
It's all marketing. It's like, it's just all to create demand, and you just watch them. It's like if it were a collegiate lesson, it would be, in real life, here it is, marketing, it works. Here's how to do it. Here's how to manipulate it. Here's the emotional toll it takes on people. And
Yeah, you put people in fear and they will do things they normally wouldn't do. They'll kill each other to get in line. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
21.5 million.
21.5. Wow.
As
I've
of
been listening.
19.
I've been listening to who I think is a brilliant young doctor. I think you guys would approve of. His name is Zach Bush. Have you heard of him? Or you can find him on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's got My son and I were listening to him, and my son said it was like his mind was blown. Trying to like follow, because this guy first he was studying engineering and then medicine and then medicine circles, and he's just he's inspirational. He's really smart, and he really talks about what Lubavitcher Hasid's talked about, and what the power of attraction and all this, that they say the time that we're laughing with friends, lovingly, or or even dancing or singing, or anything that's really pleasurable and really making us happy and fill our hearts, that's equal to the time we would spend in prayer, and the things that we would be praying for are manifesting the way they would if we were focused in prayer that way. But yeah, this guy, he knows, he seems to know a lot. He's good to listen to him. We can learn from him exercises that help bring into our bodies things that people that are going to health food stores to buy, what we already have inside of us. So a lot of intelligence there. I think he's inspirational, and listening to people like that right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've shared some of the videos. A couple other people have shared some of his videos.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's looking for the white jacket to lead them. Somebody PhD or whatever behind their name. The things we've been talking about in this realm is beyond anybody that's been trained through the establishments.
Mm-hmm.
It's all wonderful. He's a great speaker, and he knows how to talk and so on and so forth. But what does he talk about? The terrain, fix the soil, and get your gut sorted out. Basic stuff.
Yeah.
Leave things alone is what we're saying. Just leave it alone. The soul knows.
Mm-hmm.
The soul will take care of it. The intellect of man will never, ever, ever be able to solve the problems that we've created.
But the other day I was in such bad shape, and I was like, okay, I can either go with this, and I get all the symptoms of having corona, and I was so sick and suffering. And then, I started like reaching for people from the Silva Mind Control, Buddhist friends, anything that could get me over where I was, where I didn't want to stay, and cultivate that, and bring me to higher ground where I'm fighting for a brighter future. I really want to end this life going, look at all the people I helped, and look how the world is such a better place than I brought my kids into, and seeing my children confident and happy and proud and grateful and contributing to society. There's a lot of work to do to get us there. I've been looming with women around the world and just helping them believe in themselves, and in their dreams. That it's funny. It's such a challenge, and it shouldn't be, But I feel like that's where humanity's at right now. A lot of people are doing this looming with the idea of changing the economic structure in the world.
Yeah, you mentioned you had COVID symptoms. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, a couple of days ago. Yeah, but I go some serious places.
Yeah, do you know that this COVID has never been isolated by no scientists in the whole planet?
Mm.
It's not been isolated. So what symptoms are people getting? It's just the old flu. It's the old flu symptom.
Yeah,
What's the flu?
who knows? I mean, how many things are affecting us right now? Maybe it could be also
Yeah.
5G.
There's lots going on.
We have no idea what's going
Oh,
on.
I know.
We're
I
being
know.
attacked in every direction. The most important one is the spiritual.
Yeah.
And this is, we're at war with spirit. And
Mhm.
they're trying to take over our souls, right? And control us in this physical realm. So that's what we have to really focus on is
And to me, it's more than believing that there's this they that's out to get us. You know, the Indian story about the two wolves that are inside of everybody.
yep.
That's the famous story, right? And, you know, the one that's about greed and fear and, you know, anger and all this crazy stuff. And the one that's about, you know, love and, you know, co-creating, working together and happiness.
Yeah,
And,
let me finish.
you know, yeah, which one's going to grow? The one that you're feeding, right?
Yeah, so we need to go within and send out plaf like never before. That's really what it's going to take. We're not going to be able to win this in this physical realm.
Yeah.
They've locked down the whole planet. Who's they? I don't
I'm
know.
like, I know. I'm like,
Putting a they.
people are
There's
afraid.
there's a few people that have organized all this. If you look at all what's happening all over the globe, it's almost word for word that all the leaders of the world are saying the same thing.
They're all agreeing.
So there's an organization that's controlling all this. Who are they? I don't know.
Very few leaders are not like.
Follow the money.
Yeah, doesn't matter who they are. We know who we are. We are divine spirits of the golden light. That's where we come from, and nobody can take that away from us. We have eternal, unalienable rights that nobody can take from us unless we allow it. And what's happening now, because of the fear, people are allowing their rights to be stripped like never before. What are they doing in China? They're starting to do anal swabs. How much more control and humiliation do you want, people?
Yeah.
What's it going to take? Like, seriously. What we were jokingly talking about at the beginning of the year. Next is going to be they're going to say you have to put your thumb up your ass to protect you from corona. And we're there. We're there. We were joking, but we're there now.
Yeah, we were joking, and here it is, reality.
Yeah. So we cannot make this stuff up. What's happening that you can't make it up? It's like, holy jeez, man. Unbelievable. Okay. More plaf. More. The anger. Yeah. In this physical realm, it's good to get a little bit of anger. So we're motivated to take some action. But we don't want to continuously feed that anger because we know what that's going to get us, as you explained before. It's going to send us into that trap. Imbalanced. You're not going to be in a balanced state staying in anger. We always need to stay in that place of plasma love always flowing, no matter what. What people are doing. Okay, we got to forgive them. How do we forgive these diabolical beings? We have to do it. It doesn't matter. We have to find it in our hearts to do it because after all, we are all mirrors of each other, and we all come from the same source. It's hard to believe sometimes. We all come from the same source. But this is where we have to learn by raising our field strength. We will find it within ourselves to forgive these diabolical beings
and move towards solutions.
It's always focusing on the solutions.
There you go. Yeah.
This is what it's all about. And what's the best way to do that is always take care of yourself. Go within. Live a fasting lifestyle. Less is more. Now is it's difficult to go out and buy anything anymore. Just everything's closed down. Basically, just grocery stores, for food and so on and so forth. I don't like going out anymore. Seeing everybody with masks, it's not a pleasant thing to do to go out anymore. Just and watch people, like when you're walking through the stores and so on and so forth. People like they when you appear near them, they just jump out of the way. Some people, like, there's so much fear. Now what is the Fauci say you need to wear 2 masks. And pretty soon it's going to be 3. So anybody who's wearing 1 mask is going to get shunned by the people that are wearing 2 masks. It's to bring division. If people can't see it now, they never will. It's all it's doing is bringing division against we the people. Divide and conquer. It's the same old story. So
we're seeing the people that are meeting in the morning to jump in the ocean before the sun comes up, and laughing and hugging, doing laughter yoga, and Toastmasters. People are seeing that, we're the people that are surviving, that aren't getting sick, or if we get sick, we can get over it. That's interesting.
You do a few things and you get through it. It's nothing normal, not normal. It's people have always gotten sick, people have always died, and it will continue. Nothing's going to change. This is the biggest hoax I've ever seen in the history of humanity, I believe. It's at the grandest scale. They've been taking control of everybody's psyche, without doing much, just making up an invisible boogeyman. And people are falling for it, the flu season happens every year.
Not this year.
Not this year.
Right.
Over. But I just watched a video earlier today about the CDC released a report to correct the numbers of COVID deaths, which are in their opinion is less than 6% of all the deaths. I'm saying 0 because if you haven't not isolated it, what are they dying from?
Correct. The only thing they're dying from is ventilator deaths.
Yeah, whatever. Be the treatment.
It's I think it's called iatrogenic death is when the doctors intervene. They cause death.
Yeah.
What did you say it's called?
I think it's iatrogenic. I could be wrong, but whatever the name is, but there's a name
for it now.
the third leading cause of death is doctors.
Yep.
So
that's in their own medical journals for many years. Year after year, they're the third leading cause of death. And we want to trust these medical tyrants?
Well, that's an interesting thing. We can talk about consent and what are we all consenting to on a daily basis, on a emotional basis.
Well, what are the masses consenting to? Having their freedom removed to protect themselves. And we're going to go back. How many people are on these calls on a week-to-week basis? Who is responsible for their own health? It's very, very clear for the last 31 years being involved in this alternative type health fasting lifestyle. Nothing's changed. It's actually gotten worse is what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
people right now, what are they waiting for? They're waiting for that miracle vaccine. They're not.
Most people are nice. They comply for the most part. Okay.
Out of respect and not to stir the pot, but
right.
they're having their rights. They're giving up their rights doing it. That's the problem. That should not.
Wim Hof, he had himself and a number of his students injected with the virus to show that that we can overcome it. He actually put himself, and his students did that too. So some people know about that.
Say that again.
And the Iceman, Wim Hof.
Oh, Wim Hof, yeah.
Yeah. He had himself, and I think a number of his students injected with the virus to show that they weren't going to get it, and they did that.
Recently?
But not too many people know about that, or it's not something that made the big news on the news stations.
What virus are they getting injected if it hasn't been isolated? This is the question.
Been isolated,
It's all make believe. If it's not been isolated, we have a letter from one of the Canadian ministries that somebody sent in a request to ask if the virus has been isolated, and the letter says absolutely not. Not only in Canada, there's one I think in Ireland and maybe a couple other places around the world. Nobody's isolated this virus.
Ah.
So what are they injecting?
Supposed to be the virus.
Oh yeah.
I know of what? If it's
So
not been, it's
it
this
hasn't been
thing has not been isolated. What is it?
Yeah.
Stuff. Who knows?
I don't know, but I'm glad these
You know,
guys survived.
Wim Hof, going back years ago, they were what were they injected with? Was it E. coli or something? That he showed that it's you can overcome it, and he did, and then he said, "Oh, well, you're special." No, he said, "I can teach people to do the same thing," and then they did it. I don't know how many people it was, 10, 12 people. Nobody got affected by it. They got injected.
Yeah.
Just bacteria or something. Just through the breathing exercise. Breath's powerful.
Amazing.
What do we talk about? Work on your breath. Whenever you get healing reactions, what do? Enemas and breath work. Simple, basic things that anybody can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, we have the power within us. We have the power within us, and we're always going to go back to the statement we always make. Only the body can heal. Only the body can feed, hydrate, purge, build, balance, and heal itself through soul from source. If you understand what that means, it means that anything outside of ourselves is a fiction world. We are the creator. Our soul is the creator. We meaning our souls are the creator of this physical realm, of our physical bodies. And if we were able to create this physicality, we can absolutely heal whatever is wrong with this physicality. We've seen these happen over and over and over and over and over and over again, many, many thousands of times. So all these things that people are looking for externally are just a facade. It's just a entrapment belief system that we've been duped into, and we've all gone down those paths that we've been duped to.
And part of like what gave me the courage to like get on tonight, and do a video and everything and be here. It was, so exciting to see my ability to pull myself out of where I was and find myself stronger than possibly I've ever been. And I think part of that is I was very honest with these fellow women in the loom about what I was experiencing and, what I'm trying to overcome, what my fears are. Like when I know, I could be chanting right now and, bringing my energy up, and I don't do it. And I want to understand, I want to be able to kick out that part of me that doesn't go do the right thing. Like I've had, everything here, for the master fast, and the times when I'm, I'm not being consistent and I'm not doing it. And I kind of believe that because I put that out there, and there's, there's mutual prayer, we're praying for each other, and we're trying to understand each other to help each other feel our personal dreams. I believe that's powerful. I mean, it's studies. That's very powerful. Yeah. So I was excited to see, what I could do. And fasting definitely is key. And I wanted to ask today, because my friend Bernie would say, you have to be so careful when you're going to dry fast. You have to make sure you're hydrated enough. So I was wanting to dry fast. I wasn't wanting anything, but I wasn't sure, if what he was saying.
How do we hydrate?
With the grape juice and the lemon and the tea. That's what I would think that he was saying. You have to be very well hydrated with the 2 liters, or you'll hurt yourself.
Our understanding of hydration that goes back to the statement I just made. If the body can, then how do we hydrate? Well, it's through the art of subtraction. It's through the cleansing, is how the body hydrates itself properly. And we've seen that. We've seen that over and over again, where we've had examples of people that were drinking up to 2 gallons of water, and they were freaking out doing master fast because they weren't used to not drinking any water, and they were dehydrated to oblivion until they started purging. And after a while, they started purging. They started hydrating.
Yeah, very few people were very thirsty on the master fast.
Oh yeah.
Very few. Really, they're like, I need to drink water. I'm thirsty. And you wonder, like, how can you be thirsty? You're washing your bowels and you're drinking. So
Yeah, so how do we hydrate, Barbara? We're
That
doing
means they're really dehydrated.
the best entry into a dry is what? Do a few days of the liquid at least, you know,
Hmm.
at least one day, but a few days would be better. So we
Yeah.
purge it out. The less obstructions in the GI tract, the easier the dry fast will be. The
Yeah, I
more,
love it. Uh-huh.
yeah,
When,
the more it's filled up, we're gonna have
Mhm.
all kinds of cravings, thirst, that everything.
Mhm.
And
It's simple.
dehydration.
Dehydration and all that stuff they talk about. But it's very simple, basic stuff.
Yeah, we don't get dehydrated. I mean, I get much more dehydrated when I eat than when I massive fast.
Mhm.
There's no comparison.
How many people are interested in taking charge of their own health? Not a lot. Not a lot. It's, you know, it's
You know, but for the people, I honestly, most people are nice. They comply. You know,
Mhm.
they respect. They comply, which is great. You know, yeah. Also, you don't want to be surrounded by everybody who opposes you all the time. You know, yes, you want people to speak their minds, but at the same time, it's nice for people to learn from, you know, to give you the respect to learn from you and follow you, if they resonate with the protocol. So most people are nice, really. Most people are nice.
Yeah,
It's the
I believe.
it's the authority that, you know, whoever is controlling, you know, making the rules. If
if
if they are not nice, then it's the responsibility of this person who's not nice. It is not the responsibility, you know.
whoever's doing whatever, they're responsible for every single soul that they've harmed. Everyone, they're responsible at the soul level. But you know, um, it's to allow people to do things to infringe upon our rights is not right.
Yeah.
That's ultimately
Mhm.
the sad thing right now is where these people are running around in fear. If they're in so much fear, stay the frick home and let everybody live our lives. This is not right. What's happening? It's not right.
Are you talking about the authority or the people?
Everything. Oh,
Yeah, you know, at the end, everyone is responsible, including, of course, the people. Everybody's responsible. The people who are complying are responsible as well for not standing up for the truth. But there is confusion. You have to remember. You know, they don't know.
people
Comply
are in
or
fear.
comply.
If they can't see it's an agenda, we're
But
almost a year into
remember,
this.
Gino, people have been like this all along. You know, since I was born. The people have been like this all along. So this is just
Not in
exposing.
this zombed out state, not like this.
Well, this is an interesting element that Ron is mentioning, I think, because I've heard it explained that 2020 was the Great Unmasking. Because in the unmasking is that we saw how many people put the masks on, how many people were already programmed into this mindset. And so all it took was the right switch to be flipped and then they're activated.
Mhm.
And so it was an unmasking. And now we can see it as we've been supplied with all of this knowledge. And now we literally can see who is who.
Oh yeah.
Literally see, right?
Yeah, so you have to remember there are different factors why somebody will comply and somebody won't. For example, if you're an immigrant in this country, which is many people are immigrants here, what, more than 50%? I don't know. Most people are immigrants. They're not going to come here and fight the authority. They're not.
What are you
It's
talking
not their
about?
place.
Yeah.
They're not. If they came here young, yes, okay, they grew up
All
here.
the guys that came from communist countries
They
are
came, yeah.
standing up.
As you know,
Yes, yes, I agree.
they came here young. Okay, not my aunt is not going to stand against. Okay, my aunt is not going to stand against authority.
Mhm.
Your aunt maybe, not my aunt. Do you understand? The older people who came here older, like I came here 17. I also would have complied if I weren't married to Gino.
Mhm.
I think this is the easier way. And I don't know how to stand up for against authority because I never in my whole life I never did.
You don't have to. You have to stand for your rights. It's not to, who was authority. Who were you? Who? Nobody has authority.
Yeah,
Over you.
Gino, but you remember I came from a place I had no citizenship. Okay, Like you just have to like comply. You have no choice, or you would be kicked out of Saudi Arabia where we were.
Yeah.
You had to comply. So for us, many people who came here, they came from similar places, you know. And
It's interesting to look at the different age groups too of the immigrants. So next door to me is a refugee from Cuba, somebody who's a bit older than I am, and she is willing to fight to the death about for freedom, right? But I don't think her sons and her, kids, her grown children are of the same mindset
the same mindset as her.
as her.
Yeah,
There's a,
for sure.
there's a pastor in Calgary who feeds the homeless. He's been doing it for 20 something years. He's from Poland, when it was communist. And this guy's been ticketed to oblivion and summoned to oblivion. They're going after him for feeding the homeless.
Yeah. That was happening in Florida.
Non-essential.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are challenging, like all these people that were sending their kids to public school, and now they're in situations where they're homeschooling and they're trying to be more with the children. There's a lot of change, a lot of
A lot of
challenges
good
happening.
stuff in that sense, yes.
Yeah.
I would never send a child, from what I understand now, to the school system. No freaking way. Especially now.
Never.
Where they're gonna take your child and vaccinate it without your consent and all that crap? No
Right
way.
now you can't trust you.
No way, man.
Well, it's interesting too, because right now we're seeing the physical manifestation of the plan for the children.
Yep.
But we've already, if we look closely, seen the mental and emotional damage and manipulation of children and generations through the school systems.
Big time. Big time. It's we got to really open up our hearts for what's happening here in St. Plath. Like it's like we've been talking about. They're going to go all out, and they're not going to stop. They're going to keep pushing forward and forward and forward, because they know they've lost. Energetically, they can't win. But they're going to go kicking and screaming and fighting and shooting and whatever. They're going to do it all, and they're doing it. They're doing it.
And the more people that are opening up, especially women, communities, where children are going to are being outside in nature, watching things grow, building things.
Yeah,
It's just starting. It's fledgling.
knows what's coming.
It's,
It's very uncertain right now what's happening.
There's more restrictions being put all over the world. Where are you, Barbara?
I'm in Florida.
What part of Florida are you in?
Well, I have two places right now, Hollywood Beach and Dania, by the beach. So they're close to each other.
Yeah, which county is Hollywood?
Broward.
Oh, Broward. That's practically ground zero. That's a big hubbub there. Yeah. Wow. It's I'm in Tampa Bay, and that's a whole other hub of mischievousness, but Broward is sort of a legislative hot zone.
Yeah.
We're organizing though, Barbara. Yeah, Florida Freedom Keepers. Come join us.
I will. So go to Facebook and look up Florida Freedom.
Yeah, you both Facebook and also go look online and get active. We've got a lot of actionable items to take part in.
Thank you for telling me about that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Janice.
How are you?
Janice, how you doing?
Do you want us to unmute you?
You need to be unmuted.
Oh, yeah, there I go. Oh, I'm in pain.
You're in pain?
Oh,
Yeah,
What
You
kind
know,
of,
having, I cannot pee during the day. I mean, maybe just a little bit of when I do my, kalima, but not a whole lot comes out until the nighttime. So, and I have to work, so I'm tired. I just,
you mean
I'm
you
getting,
can only urinate at night?
yeah.
Do you drink late at night or like later?
No, I drink during the day, but it won't come out. Something's blocking it. Well, my family's had bladder issues. I don't know if it's the bladder. I don't know what it is that's blocked.
A bit of everything.
Yeah,
Probably.
how much liquid are you drinking?
Well, as much as I can, and then the pressure just gets too much and I can't take it anymore. I do the herbs and I do the pudding, and then I drink, maybe like a half a liter of the juice is all else I can get in
Half of-
before it just feels
That's
awful.
No, you should start eating again or do the hybrid.
Yeah.
Well,
You can't.
how many days a week should I be eating?
Sorry?
How many days should I be eating?
In that case, I would eat almost every day, just one day dry. But otherwise, if you can't drink the 2 liters, I would not continue like this because you're doing too much dry. It's too much dry.
So then just eat,
It has to
Your
and
body-
then and what else? And do a dry fast, or what are you saying?
A hybrid.
So we do one day dry always per week, right? And then
Yeah.
during the day, we do like 12-hour liquid, 12-hour dry every day.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do the hybrid, make like 12 hours for the whole drinking and eating, and then 12 hours dry when you're sleeping. And then one day a week, we do 24 hours. And yeah, if you can do the 3 days per month, see how you can do that. But you're doing too much dry right now. It's too much.
Eat fruit.
Well, I am eating fruit.
You have to consume the
You're,
liquid.
you're not following the protocol. What we say is you're drowning in your own filth. This is the term we use.
You tried to drink more, right? You couldn't. So
Yeah, right. It's just that I can't pee.
Have you done castor oil packs on the bladder area?
Say that again.
Have you done castor oil packs on the bladder area?
Oh, I alternate kidneys and bladder every night. 3 days on, 3 days off.
And it's not been helping at all?
No. I mean, it does help. No, I mean, no, I'm still not peeing. I don't.
Do you feel like you want to pee, but you're not?
Yeah.
Yeah, you may have some kind of.
You're not drinking much, so I don't see, why would you pee so much? You're not drinking much. Half a liter, it's nothing. Your body will absorb it. It's not gonna release it.
Well, then I don't know why. I mean, I really don't know why it's doing this.
If I drink half a liter per day, I'm not gonna pee much.
You could have a physical obstruction there.
But I'm saying, if I
growth.
drink half a liter per day, I'm not gonna pee much.
Yeah, half a liter, you're not going to be peeing much. How much?
And all that pudding.
Yeah, how much pudding are you taking as well?
Well, I'm doing two
Yeah.
tablespoons.
Yeah, I'm drinking 2 liters and 2 tablespoons of pudding. So you gotta switch that up now. Also, I begin my day with tea and then the juice and then pudding after.
Yeah, half a liter is way too low.
Especially for a new person.
A liquid for somebody who's just starting out. Way too, especially from a background that you've had, that you've shared some of it with us in your life. You need to really flush the body from everything.
Well, I'm doing 2 to 3. I don't have to, I gotta work.
I understand that. I'm talking about also
The juice
drinking
as well.
enough.
You gotta flush it through drinking.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do
You
when
may-
I'm not
You may
peeing.
want to go get checked out to see if there's any obstruction, physical obstruction in the urinary tract.
But even if there is, I mean, honestly, do the hybrid right now.
I don't know what to
Take
tell
it-
when,
take it
if
easy.
not,
Take it
not
easy.
following the protocol. I don't know what to tell somebody.
Well, I'm trying to, but
Fine, you can't. It's okay. So do the hybrid. That's
It's-
that's our suggestion. When somebody cannot drink, we say always break.
Yeah, Janice, just go to the hybrid. It's a great solution. You know, just have some fruit, and then you go back. It's a back and forth.
Juicy fruits.
Until you're able to pee. Once you start, peeing and you have no problems with that, you start flushing, then you can start drinking again.
Yeah, increase the kidney herbs, decrease the lymph herbs.
I did that. I'm taking 2 kidney formulas, the 3 and the 4. I'm not taking any lymph. I mean, I'm trying to follow the protocol. I
understand.
can't help it that I can't pee.
You're going days and days, half a liter. That's no good. It's like
Yeah.
you're doing like 2 days a week of dry fasting. Way too much. Way too much.
You have to understand that this is all developed over time, and I've been involved for 4 years now, and we're at the best knowledge that there's been, and so you just have to go with what is now and what you're hearing, not what you're coming up with in your mind right now.
Yeah, trust me, many people have gone through, a lot of experiences, and this is what we have gathered basically from everybody's experiences, and especially our own experience.
Is there
Yeah.
people that can't pee? I mean, have you dealt with that before?
It can be many things. Some people became bedridden because they're not drinking enough, and we said, stop it. You're not supposed to be bedridden because
Right. You are the one in control. You are the one who can make yourself pee right now. That's it.
Everybody's trying to look for somebody who has exactly what they have. It's all irrelevant. It all goes back to obstructions. If there's obstructions, the physicality is not going to be able to function properly. It could come out of you can't pee. It could come out of a heart issue. It could come out of a liver issue, your eyes, your head, your nose, whatever. It's all the basics.
It's very interesting. Every time someone complains, have a post complaining, sometimes you hardly hear from these people, and then all of a sudden they have a nice post of complaining, and I'm like, so I'm like, okay, tell us more. What are you doing? They say they're doing the massive. What are you doing? And you always find they're not following, like they're missing something. And honestly, that little thing makes a big difference. You have to just follow.
If you understand,
and I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking in general. Like people, some people, the majority would not drink enough. The majority would not drink enough. They say, I feel better dry fasting.
Until
How
the
many
body
people?
gets into a challenge state where it can't move out the obstructions. That's the problem when you don't drink enough. That's the problem. If you think about dry fasting, it's the squeezing the sponge. Then you got to rinse it with water, right? To clean it. And then you squeeze it and rinse and squeeze and rinse and squeeze. If you're just squeezing, how these obstructions physically, it's very, very difficult for them to come out. Some of the stuff is so gluey and cement-like. It's very difficult.
Yeah,
It
is.
That's why we're drinking what? Cooked juice, because it's an excellent solvent to clean.
Very acidic.
Janice, just to share, about a year ago, I went through that for about 2 days where I couldn't pee. Then I went to,
Yeah, when your mom
but
couldn't.
I did have that.
Not last Christmas, but the one before.
Well, it's been like
She was blocked.
2 months.
Yeah.
Because we watched her colon a couple of days in a row, she was able to pee. But you have to it's the valves.
I went through with my mother too.
Well, I'm washing a lot. I am washing a lot. I don't know. It just won't. I don't know what to do really.
Just
I'm
make
just-
you heard it. You literally heard what to do now. And so now you have the ability to make the commitment to do what you need to do because you've heard it.
Right, so I eat, so I take all my stuff and I eat and,
The 3-hour window.
and what else do I do?
You do what you're doing exactly on the full MFS days, except in a 3-hour window, you have your fruit.
And you can drink less juice. I think we say 1 to 2 liters.
Yeah, when you're eating, we're not concerned about you drinking 2 liters. You know, you can drink up to a liter, whatever, but you make
Okay,
you're eating enough. You know, like mangoes, maybe for, I don't know what size you are, maybe a couple, 2, 3 mangoes would be a meal for you. Maybe
yeah,
4 mangoes, I don't know,
And
whatever.
if you want the salad here and there, go ahead.
I wouldn't go with the greens right now. I would stay with fruit.
okay, no salads.
Maybe watermelon.
Well, I tried to get watermelon. It was horrible last week. I took one bite, I just threw it out. It was awful. So, but
Any other melons, if you could find anything that's half decent, right? Because melons also are a very unique fruit. They also help with
Inflammation.
urinary stuff, you know.
Yeah.
okay, well, I'll do it. And I'll try and drink the liter.
If you can get watermelon juice, switch the juice, see if that helps.
Yeah, you know, if you're not enjoying a melon per se, you can blend it and strain it and just enjoy the juice from it.
You can cook it too. Tastes different.
Well,
Yeah.
should I cook it?
Oh yeah.
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 Well, they sell the little bottles, you know, you can't really get the big things that you need right now.
Well, if you come home with a melon and it's unsatisfactory,
Cook it.
that
Oh, I
is-
see what you're saying. Cook it.
Just didn't cook it.
It tastes good when you cook it.
All right.
If you don't want to juice it, you can blend it. And then I think that's what I did. I blended it and then cook it and then strain it. Or maybe you just have it as a soup. That would be your meal, you know, like with the fiber. Have it as a soup. We have
I found that people that work in the produce, they know, you know, we ask them like what's going to be really ripe and good, and surprisingly, again and again, I see people that work in that, you know, work with the produce all the time. They tend to know how to pick things and what you're getting. And then if it's not exactly right, you can always bring it back and get something else. But I'm amazed at those people, how they know when something's right.
Yeah, most people, companies will take it back if it's not good.
Well, I've had I know I've had bladder issues for a while. I just didn't realize that's really kind of what it was,
All
you know.
illnesses will come
And
carefully.
of course, I've been constipated all my life.
There you go.
So,
Same as my mom.
Yeah, UTIs.
Same thing. UTIs like crazy, constipation her whole life.
yeah, and that's kind of how it feels, you know. But I mean, I was always, even as a kid, like I was in the hospital for a week when I was 8 with stomach problems. And all through growing up, I had blockages. I remember I ate too many sunflower seeds and got blocked up, you know, because I didn't even think about going to the bathroom. And I guess my mom never did. I don't even know how many times a week I was.
Yeah, we've had I've ran through people that were going once a month, bowel movements. Once a month.
Wow.
I don't know how people can live, but there's people that we came across that only had a bowel movement a month.
Wow. I remember when I went into the hospital when I was in labor with my son 13 years ago, And I said I hadn't had a bowel movement in 3 days. It's crazy.
Well, doctors think that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, just you're talking about from 8 years old. Look how many years, I don't know what your age is, but look how many years of accumulating obstructions. And out there, what's being told is, oh, you could be able to completely rejuvenate yourself in 3 days or 7 days or whatever. And bull crap. Bull.
I know. I'm 59.
Okay, so there's quite a few decades you got behind you. So
Well, which is why probably it's taking a while, but it just gets
Yeah, Janice, the body has its own agenda.
I know,
Its
I
own
know, and
list.
I keep that in mind. I
Do you-
do.
Right.
if
You
we don't-
probably, I'm sorry, Gina, go ahead.
yeah, if we don't make the time for ourselves, the body will eventually force you to make the time.
Mm.
Now, in cases, where people have, been very obstructive for many years, and then they start, cleansing, and then all these things come to the surface, and they go, I've never had these things before. Yeah, because you've never dealt with them before.
Yeah.
Like we say, they're all coming to the surface, and it's not fun to go through them. Like I shared my story. First fast, 40-day fast, cooked grape juice, ended up almost bedridden for almost 2 years. Almost bedridden for almost 2 years. So these things can happen, but now we have a much greater understanding of how to help the body and assist the body like never before, through all that those experiences that myself and many other people have went through. So that's why we're so adamant about doing the things we need to do. And like we keep saying, all weaknesses will come to the surface, all of them, one by one. And sometimes it's overwhelming because a lot of things come to the surface at once. And
Yeah.
it feels like it's hopeless and this and that. When you're in bed, you can't move barely, and you're in a lot of pain. You feel pretty hopeless, but you got to focus on the light. Focus on the light and continue doing the things consistently, persistently, over and over and over that we talk about. That's in the protocol. Continue doing it, and the body will cleanse itself. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, very few people struggle so much during the protocol. I mean, that
Everybody's
that
different.
they're unable to drink and they have to break it. It's really
Yeah, a small
but
percentage,
there
but it
is-
happens.
There is,
It happens.
That's right.
Patience, never give up.
In very serious cases, I would tend to have people do the full protocol. But if they can't drink more than half a liter, I'd say no freaking way, don't do the full protocol. For what reason? You're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah, take a break and then get back on.
It's you gotta just take the foot off the gas pedal, and enjoy eating a little bit, and continue doing the herbs and so on and so forth. Maybe you want to get start drinking some wheatgrass or something. Wheatgrass is always soothing and healing in many ways.
You're doing a great job eating, at least controlling the food, which is the hardest part, I would say, in the lifestyle.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. I haven't eaten anything bad.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Very good.
That's the most challenging part in the whole life.
That's where most people have the biggest problem, biggest challenge.
So you're doing great. It's okay. I know.
It's just the juice.
Yeah.
Well, and if I could pee, I could do that too.
Is the juice pleasant? Is it pleasant for you to drink it, or is it not pleasant?
Now it's not really.
Try watermelon then.
You getting any nausea?
I was there in the summertime, not now. I think my stomach has cleared up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was just in terrible shape, and I know I was, you know.
Yeah. So if you can get some watermelon juice, if you can't, if you can buy watermelons and make your own juice, you can try going that route. Because a few people that have done the watermelon version
Yeah, they're
of the
amazing.
Uh-huh.
fast, it really helped them with edemas and so on and so forth. So you know, and it's not as strong, I would say, as the grape, but it's not far behind.
Yeah, there are a few who did 108 days
Yeah,
on
with the
watermelon,
watermelon.
and they released a lot of stuff. It was amazing, the worms or whatever, you know, the parasites that were coming out of
So
them.
there's lots of things you can do and adjust and so on and so forth, but I would not suggest you know pushing these dries. It's you know reducing the liquids and so on and so forth. No way,
Yeah.
just stick to the protocol. The 12 hours a daily, 24 hours weekly, and see if you can go up to 3 days on the monthly.
Otherwise, it's
And keep cycling that over and over every month.
Yeah, otherwise, it's too intense. You don't need to go that way. It's too intense for you. You gotta slow down a little.
If you're always squeezing, that's, you know, if the body can't release, something can cease to stop functioning, right? You get an organ or gland stop functioning. And that can
Yeah,
happen.
I know. So,
There has to, the
all
body.
right. So for tomorrow, then just try and drink the liter and eat some fruit.
Yeah. Like if you can only drink half a liter, but make sure you're eating in your 3 hour window, eat fruit. Just eat as much as you can.
I mean, 1 liter would be better.
Yeah, but she can't drink.
This is this is a lifestyle. This is a long-term lifestyle that you're working yourself into. And so there not only is there no rush, but you need to find your own rhythms for your body to be in.
I know.
And so you have to also you know, if you're feeling very stuck in one way of doing things, you have to open your mind up into how you're going to change to find that rhythm.
Well, I need to stop work, and I've been considering retiring this year. I mean, I'll be 60 in June, and I really need to retire because I have to sit in one place, you know, all day long, and it's just not good for me.
You can get up every half an hour or so and do a little bit of movements for 5 minutes.
Yeah, but you know, I live in an apartment. There's, you know, I need to stop work because I need to have more time for myself, like you were saying. I've been getting up early, you know, early and doing my klima at like 6 or 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
and then I work, and then I do another one when I get off.
How many hours of work are you doing?
8. I do 8 hours. But you know, I've worked there for like this year will be 35 years.
Wow.
Just there, you know, not other places, which I've worked other places.
5
I've
days.
probably worked 40 years at other, you know, including all the other places, and I'm tired of it.
Is it 5 days a week?
Yeah, it's 5 days a week. You know, sometimes it's overtime, but I've been trying not to do overtime.
Yeah, just tell them you can't do overtime right now. If you know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just,
Yeah, time to take care of yourself, right?
You got to take care of yourself.
If you
We
can.
have to put the time for ourselves.
Would be nice.
yeah, this is just, you know, this is the hardest thing that I think I've ever done. And I thought that I've done a lot of things, but this is the hardest. My health must have been really bad too, but this is the hardest.
Yeah, there's lots of
So,
people's health are really bad. The whole world's wearing masks.
well,
So it's a big wake up call for all of us.
yeah. Well, I do appreciate you guys being there, you know, and I do want to follow the protocol. So I'm going to try harder.
If you're having these challenges, we've mentioned this a few times, you need to be able to drink enough, at least 1.5 liters when you're on the liquid days.
Hmm. I don't know if I can fit that in me. I just don't know.
Well, that's why you're going to change right now.
Yeah,
That's why you're doing it.
you know, I could easily drink 3 liters is not a problem because the grape juice is so amazing tasting. But my body right now at these times, it doesn't need large amounts of liquids like it used to
Well,
flush.
do you pee?
Want a
But
bed?
you're peeing while you're drinking that.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
But what if you
Say
didn't?
goodnight today.
If you couldn't pee, you wouldn't be able to drink all that.
yeah, but you're peeing at night.
Well, yeah, that's true.
It's not like you're not peeing at all. You're peeing at night, so it's coming out. But that's why I asked you: is drinking the juice pleasant or not? Because if it's not pleasant or it makes you nauseous, that's we've had people going through that, and they it gets me nauseous. Break the fast, and some of them didn't break the fast, and they got themselves in trouble. Some of them went to ER and stuff like that because they just wouldn't listen. Not that you're going to get much help there, but I'm just saying, you have to have the understanding of what we're talking about. Drowning in your own filth is what we're talking about.
I know that.
Sounds horrible, but that's what's actually happening.
Yeah, I know it.
Mental and emotional. It's not only physical.
Yeah, it feels natural to drink this. It's nothing. It's very natural, you know, solution if you're not able to drink. But that's why we have to help you with our experience and other people's experiences.
We're trying to
Handsome.
assist you as best we possibly can to support you so you can get over this. How long is it going to take, Janice? As long as your body wants to take.
Everybody.
We don't know. Nobody knows. And what's all happening? Why is it all happening? It doesn't matter, does it? Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to come to face how to resolve this. And we know what to do to resolve this. We allow the soul to work in autopilot because all the mumbo jumbo and all the sciences and all that stuff, it's only gonna do what?
Yeah, the solution is the same for us at least. You know, allow the body to heal itself.
Okay, well, I got a game plan for tomorrow, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go to the chart of the acupressure points and play with these acupressure points on your body, kidneys and bladder. You know what I mean? And liver, and you know, just go, and it doesn't take much. Just, you know, massage them. Use the burnt stick. Use your fingers. And massage these acupressure points.
And massage the kidneys as well directly.
Yeah. Yeah, your kidneys need a lot of help.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to get them to filter good for quite a few years now.
Are they filtered? Can you see anything?
Well, now I don't. I was there for a while.
What color's the urine?
Well, it's yellow and sometimes clear, but there's, you know, a lot of times yellow.
Well, Steve had some challenges with his kidneys for a while, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Steve went through some major challenges with the pain, kidneys and stuff. So,
Did
Yes,
you ever
I have-
stop peeing?
What's that?
Did you ever stop peeing?
No.
Oh,
Well, I can't pee anyway. It's better now. I got it, enlarged prostate.
oh, okay.
Well, Janice, I was also thinking about some other modalities for you, like acupuncture
mhm.
and reflexology. and maybe massage as
Get some
well.
energy moving.
And yeah, I think that you're in a good place to try to do that for yourself right now.
Yeah, I've done all that. I will get back to the massage. I did kind of stop that, but I was thinking about going. It is just frigid out right now, and we're supposed to be getting quite a bit of snow in the next couple days. So, but I might make an appointment for maybe next weekend. I had a colonic appointment Wednesday, and the lady's sister died. So we're supposed to have it this following Wednesday. I hope it doesn't snow too bad, then, so I can go. So I've been doing the colonics every other week, the closed system, with the Klima, 2 to 3 times at my house. So I have been doing stuff that, and what I can kind of afford.
Yeah, keep it within your budget. You have a Kalima, so
Yeah,
awesome. If
but it really does help that colonic.
Yeah, actually, I have a suggestion too. When you can't afford to go outside for things, I bought a scalp massager, and it's surprisingly good. So
Really?
it kind of looks like, yeah, it's really inexpensive. I mean, I think it was $10 or less. But it really gives the sensation that you're having a massage on your scalp. And so, yeah, you can, just take it and you just bounce it down on your head. And so, yeah.
Bounce it down.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's kind of funny because it's sort of like an opening claw that's going around. It's very light, but it's very good. And so there's that. And then I would also recommend the dry brushing as well.
Yeah, I have that. I do try and do that. Yeah.
So,
my feet are swollen, but it doesn't bother me as much as the bladder thing.
Right. Well,
your whole body's holding on to fluid.
What?
Your feet are swollen up. Your whole body is holding on to the fluid.
Yeah, that's a sign of the kidneys.
You still have swelling in the feet?
Yeah,
Kidneys.
it hasn't gone since
Yeah.
probably November.
Yeah, you got lots happening in the kidney bladder area.
Yeah.
Bowels, of course, always goes back to the bowels. So.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, my family's had medical issues. It's a wonder. But I remember my sister saying, come 60 years old, that's when me and then comes my brother. They started really having bad health problems. So I wanted to start doing stuff before then, but then my husband died. Well, there was my mom, my dad, then my husband. So I haven't really had the time. And then I sold my house and moved. So it's finally like I have some time for me. But I just, now I'm even older and
you can overcome anything, Janice. Don't let anybody tell you anything else. You're just gonna have to put in the time and effort. I remember, I can recall one person who did 108 days. I think this was the only one who'd never had super bowels after, and they were in their 60s and they were constipated their whole life and UTIs and everything. They didn't even have super bowels after 108 days. The only one.
really?
That's how much more work they need to do.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know
all
how
it
you can
is.
clear yourself up in that amount of time if
Everybody
you're
has
older.
after 108 days, every single person.
I'm in my 70s, and I think, well, I need another 30 years because I'm almost a grown up now, and I want to be able to use my education and my experience and network with people.
Exactly.
The develop community, and walking is a good exercise, or a bike. And I find when it's cold, you get your body, so your body's like sweating, but the cold air is there. That is such a good feeling. Anyone else experience that?
Yeah, I'm enjoying the cold winters. Before I used to did not like them. I like the cold.
Yeah.
Not always, but it's nice. It's it's nice to get out in the crisp cold. You
You
know,
know, when you're as thin as me, it's just, oh, it is so cold right now.
yeah, okay. Keep yourself warm, dress warm, keep the kidney areas very warm when you go out. Wrap an extra scarf around the kidney area or something. Just stay warm. You
Yeah,
know?
oh, I do. I have blankets on me and and
Yeah,
I dress in layers. So I do.
the hot water
But,
that kept me warm at night on those nights that I just couldn't warm up in fast when I was fasting over the years. Just use hot water bottles. They really work. Do whatever you can, but keep warm because it's tough. It's tough fasting when you're going through, especially healing reactions through the winters. It's very, very tough. Some people would suggest not to do any fasting through the winters, but we have so many tools that we can use that we can do it if we take a little extra care. You know, if you can access saunas, that you can do that. You know, or in your shower do hot and cold, change back and forth, and end with cold.
Fasting is easier in winter because less distractions. In the summer, there are so many activities and things, happening. Your families, friends, everybody's so busy in the summer.
Fresh food, fruit.
Yeah. Whereas in the winter, everything is so slow, so you can have time for yourself.
Until they cut the food supply off.
That's coming.
It's coming.
Yep.
That's in the plan.
mm,
That's why all day tomorrow I am planting. We have a family planting day tomorrow.
Nice.
So we've got lots of veggies to get in the ground and yeah, lots of beds to prepare, seeds to sow. Oh, and my son harvested his first crop today.
Awesome.
He harvested radishes. And he was so happy. And his bed looks amazing. And I was encouraged by a friend because I had been planning to get a certain specific kind of garden bed to start. And my friend said, Lisa, what are you doing? Just get the cinder blocks. Come on, get the cinder blocks.
Mhm.
And my son said, I really want to start a bed. I said, fine, we're getting the cinder blocks. And we got it done. And he planted the radishes even in the center of the cinder blocks, in the holes.
Yeah.
And he's got daikon radish and pak choi and cauliflower, kohlrabi, some other things, all growing really, really well now.
Awesome.
So, and it's true, when your child is passionate about something and they're given their responsibility on it, they just take off with it. And every morning he gets up, before he says 2 words to me, he rushes out the back door to go check his bed. And
That's awesome. They're connecting.
yeah.
The radishes, they grow pretty quick, eh?
They are a great starter crop. Yeah, because they give you that self-confidence once you get that in.
Yeah.
I think it's 60 days to or less even.
No, less.
40 days.
25 days.
Mm.
Yeah.
Daikons are a little longer.
Yeah, we got the daikons.
Only like 30 days.
But we've tried some new recipes here recently for the family, and they went over really well. We did an Indian curry pumpkin soup
Mm.
and some Indian spice daikon radish too to go with it. And no oil, no salt, just very good.
Good.
And it's 'tis the season to be planting here.
Mhm.
Everybody's planting furiously here because we all fear summer. So it's really funny. I mean, I have a good sense of humor about it on most days. And so it's fun, it's there's a lot going on, a lot of good pollinator plants people are putting in. me and a couple others on my block are focusing on pollinator plants for the butterflies. And they come, it's like, you read about it, okay, plant this, plant that, and these beautiful beings will show up, and they do. And they are so, I mean, I would say I feel like they're thankful. They're just, oh, you put that cassia there, oh, thank you. I will lay my babies there now. And it's, yeah, such a delight.
Yeah. Janice, Lisa, when she came to MFS, she was not in a good place.
Mm-mm.
Worse
No.
than me.
Well, Janice, it would have been an interesting conversation if it was the old me and you right now, we would have been, yeah, I mean,
I'm just saying.
yeah.
How long have you been doing it?
It's 4 years next month.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. But I mean, I feel like I'm humbled and I'm only a beginner, at everything I do. So, and everything we know. And so, the things that we knew back then are different than things that we know now. And so, listening is listening, feeling, observing, experiencing are so key.
Well, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah.
I don't care how long this takes, because it'll take the rest of my life, which I plan on being here for the rest of my life. It's just, a little frustrating right now.
Janice, to give you a little perspective, when I came into this place, I could barely put one foot in front of the other. I could hardly take care of my children.
Wow.
I couldn't do any yard work at all. And everything burned inside of me. I was bleeding from the inside out. And things were different then as far as what the protocol was. But you march forward and you try, and I was given the gift of learning what I did, and now I'm still learning. And so onward we go.
Oh, well, thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. I know that we shouldn't compare, but just sometimes it does help a little bit to give me encouragement.
Go watch the testimonials videos of people, of what they've gone through. There's so many. And, you got this, Janice. You got this. Just take a break for a week or two of eating and see how you feel. And if it's okay in a week or two, then try going back on a liquid day 1 or 2 days a week and see how that feels. But if you're going to feeling that you can't drink, you got to go stay on the fruit, stay on the hybrid for another week or two. Just take it day by day.
Yeah, you're really doing great. There's nothing wrong with, okay, yeah, you're not feeling great, so we're telling you what to do, but you're doing amazing. You're determined, you're sticking to it, you're not giving up.
You will overcome it. I can't. You'll overcome it. It's going to take time because there's a lot going on, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just good, it's the dead of winter and not much is going on anyway. And, I work from home, so I don't really have to worry about seeing anybody.
Yeah.
I have one friend that I go over to her house and she comes over here, and that's about that's about it.
Janice, do you like watching shows about nature at all?
Oh yeah, I watch nature shows.
I feel like maybe having some time to enjoy some easygoing documentaries about something in the tropics, or just something that's outside of your realm, might be
Yeah,
helpful as
because I
well.
used to go for walks and stuff, and lately I have,
Yeah.
haven't been really
Right.
going out that much.
Right. Exactly. I feel that we are, even though I am as far south as I am, I'm not really even home. And so we have to work to try to connect ourselves
What
in
do you
some
mean you're
way.
not home?
I feel that I'm not further south enough, even.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel as I've continued down this path, that much of where we have traveled as humans is not where we were meant to be. And so um, we have to find the things that make us connect to where we should be, right? And
mhm.
so even when we're living in a cooler climate, how can we connect to the warmth? How can we connect to a lifestyle outdoors, even though we can't be outdoors all the time, right? So
Right.
sometimes that's plants in the home, maybe some incense, walks outside, sitting by the window, watching shows about nature, things that would bring us to that place of home.
Yeah, it is important to get outside. I realize that. It's just way too cold for me now. The
Yeah.
only time I go out, is for my colonics. My daughter will get my groceries now. So I don't really even do that.
Well, it's an interesting thing too to think about. What does it mean to go outside, right? Because if you walked outside and if you were standing in a forest, you'd feel something, right? And if you go outside and you're at the local supermarket, that's different from the forest, right?
Yeah.
So we need to think about what we're receiving, also what kind of information we're receiving.
Well, just getting out of the apartment sometimes is good enough for me.
This is true. This is true. And I can understand that too, because we did apartment life not long ago.
But that's another thing. I have my lease is up in July.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have to look for some place to go because I've been here for a couple of years and I just don't think I want to keep renting an apartment. So I just have,
So really, life is full of opportunities, isn't it?
yeah, but when I sold my house, I didn't have any place to go. It was 2 weeks before settlement. And everybody was like, I can't believe you don't have any place to go. And I mean, the universe brought this apartment. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to wait that long, but I know that my back is covered. I know that the universe will help me.
Yeah. What state are you in?
Maryland,
Okay.
Annapolis. I don't know if you know where that is. It's right
Yeah.
outside of DC.
Yep.
So
The South is calling, Janice.
I know. I know. I love the warmth and stuff, but I don't think that my daughter and grandson are going to want to go down there, and I don't want to separate from them, that far. I was
Yeah.
looking at South Carolina. They have a lot of good houses and apartments and stuff that are really reasonable. But
Yes.
it's so damn far down there.
It's
No
not.
one will come visit me, I know. So
Well,
that's out of the question.
yeah, if put it out there and then see how it feels, right? I mean, maybe already it feels like it's not the right decision, but it's interesting how answers come. And we were living in a small apartment and the answers came for us, and it took a while. It wasn't overnight, but we made it to where we are now.
Where were you? Were you in the same state or did you
No,
move?
we were in Georgia.
Oh, you were, and that wasn't far enough south?
Not even close.
Is it because of the food or just the warmth?
The warmth, yeah. My husband and I, he's mostly fruitarian, and my lifestyle has been converted. And so, yeah, we just knew that we wanted to be, well, I mean, physically, we wanted to be more comfortable, but, emotionally, we wanted to follow our dreams and be near the coast. And it really wasn't easy, and it took some sacrifices and stuff and some hardships over a few years, but we did it. So it's been totally worth it.
Yeah, that
And
was,
yeah.
yeah, that was mine and my husband's. We were going to go to the ocean, that we were going to, move there
Yeah.
to the ocean.
Just this evening, and I have little kids and they have their needs and so on, and it's interesting. So we have a lot at our feet, and so that we found a playground that's near a dock. And so while they're on the playground, I get to walk to the dock, and I was there tonight and I watched the sunset with the sailboats in front of me. And it's priceless. It's absolutely priceless.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's what I wanted, but I don't know now, because my grandson's in school, and my daughter doesn't really want to move out of the county. She want So I don't know. I mean, if I move to the ocean, which would be like Ocean City, in our state, she probably wouldn't come with me. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You'll find the solution.
Yep, I know. It's just all, life. I'm in, that stage. By myself.
I find that talking about what I want and need is really important, and it helps me manifest where I'm headed. And even recently, I've been talking about needing an indoor space for my homeschool group, and
Yeah.
I've got 2 different spaces now that have been offered to us. So,
So the opportunity came.
yeah, you just keep being open, and sharing and putting yourself around people who are interested in moving forward as well.
Yeah, I try to do that. My friend is like that, and I do. I mean, if I could get the bladder is the only thing really, even though I had that lump on the end of my spine, which I didn't say, which hurts too, but it's nothing compared to this thing about not being able to pee, or that just really bugs me.
Yeah,
I
you'll
don't
get
know.
it's gonna come. It's all gonna come together.
Yeah.
It's all just you moving through different moments, and I've got my moments that I'm moving through, and hardships and so on, and they're long term, and so it's how do we handle them right now in these moments,
Yeah,
right?
because the
Because
moment seems long.
it's all about, right, and it's all about how you choose to live in this moment. So in this moment, when you're dealing with the hardship of your bladder or however you see it, you can see it as a blessing, and joy that you're moving through, and a hill that you're climbing, or you can see it as something totally different and a negative experience. Um, to the outside world, sometimes too, these things can look quite negative. So if
Yeah.
something is on the surface, like in my case, hair loss or teeth issues, right? And so in the superficial level, to the outside world, somebody might see it as I'm suffering from hardships, but am I? Because I don't feel the need to go get Botox or plastic surgery or whatever it is. And I am living from within. And so we are truly the arbiters of our journey. And the other day, something trivial had happened, and I just said to myself, well, I am the one who controls whether or not I feel joy or pain in this moment.
Mhm.
That's it. You know, somebody did something, it was negative, but do I need to live in that? Because I am controlling that. I am literally in control. They did something, but I am in control.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel good that I'm really trying to do something. I mean, it's just going to take years because I'm, 60 years of eating everything. And I loved food, I mean,
Yeah. You know,
so
Arnold Ehret described many a time what amazing machines we have been to have survived what we survived. And when
yeah.
I first read his words, I thought, I don't get it. I don't get it. Survived? Like, no, I felt good all those years, you know? I thought, wait, maybe I didn't feel that good.
No,
But
I
literally,
didn't.
I could say it's been, a little over 4 years since I read his words. And and every day I would say I recognize them as more truth than the day before.
Yeah, I read it last summer. I have to reread that again.
You should. It's very grounding.
Yeah.
And it gives us a lot of times too, when we see things that we're going through, we're really comparing ourselves to other people
Right.
and other people's experiences. And then when you dig a little deeper into what these other people are going through, you see something totally different. So yes, their human bodies are also surviving, and their issues may be more acute and sudden, and maybe ours are more apparent now, or chronic, and so on.
Well, my brothers and sisters, they're bad. I mean, my sister's had total, or at least 3/4 spine. She has 2-inch, well, they're not nails, but I guess they're rods or whatever in her back, like 3/4 of the way down. She's had double knee replacement. My brother has Crohn's. My younger sister, she, whenever she goes out to eat, she has to take Pepto-Bismol with her. So she has digestive issues. I don't know.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, the whole family has crap.
Now when I think of all these digestive issues, I mean, all I just picture is just food. Like, just in itself, and it's changed.
Yeah.
Janice, your journey will grow and change and build and mutate and expand and all this stuff within the next 6 months, within the next 3 years, 10 years, who knows? And so, this is the place that I'm in, where I just think about, how am I going to enjoy the ride too? How am I going to be fulfilled in this moment right now, wherever I am right now?
Janice, are you doing any exercise?
Not much. I know that's bad. No, not much. I have to be honest.
Yeah, I would do some kind of movement, even something simple like the 5 Tibetan rites. Look that up.
Okay. It just burns when I move. Ugh.
Yeah, I
It's-
can relate to that, Janice, just so you know.
Breathe through it.
Yeah. Even if do you have a really warm jacket?
Wow.
Or just put on more layers than you would normally wear, put on your warmest jacket, and go outside for 10 minutes and walk briskly.
I don't think physically I can do that.
Then walk 5.
I could walk down the hallway in here.
Then do that. And guess
Yeah.
what? 7 days after you do that, you'll walk 10.
Yeah. I'll try to do that tomorrow.
Just
I'll
do
start
anything.
doing that.
It's like with meditation too. You know, if I can just do 5 minutes, then fine, 5 minutes, get it done.
Well, I do meditate, but I don't know, the walking really, and then my feet are swollen, so it really burns and hurts to walk
I
now.
understand. But yeah, it's true. You have some stairs in your apartment there. Do you have a breezeway or something like that?
Well, we have stairs, but we have an elevator, but this is all one floor. I mean, I can go up and down the stairs, but it's hard to go up them, down them, but then up, I really have to almost use my arms to pull myself up to get up the stairs.
Yeah, do the elevator up and do the down walking.
Be careful if you're feeling dizzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I did pass out in the early days one time. I learned you can't do, you gotta be careful.
Focus on where you want to be.
Yeah, I will. Well, I'm just starting this, so I got the rest of my life.
Lots going on.
Yep, lots going on.
You can overcome anything.
Well, look at you. You did.
A lot of us did. The ones who,
Yeah, I guess everybody here did.
the ones who stayed committed, the ones who didn't stay committed, some of them are not around anymore.
Yeah, being committed. But if you get into this thing halfway, how the hell do you stop it? I don't know. I guess people just
Physical
don't do it.
It's easier for most people to handle than the emotional pain. Physical pain is much easier.
Well, all the crap I've been through, the emotional, I can kind of not handle, but I'm doing it. It's not as big as the physical. It's a physical thing for me.
Yeah, it's usually the other way around for most people.
Oh, yeah, and like the food too. It's mostly for people can't control their food, which is no problem for me. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of different than most people.
Got the upper hand.
Yeah.
Maybe.
She has more physical pain.
Learn, meditate through the pain. See the pain leaving.
Yeah. I wonder about kids today, and we see so many more obese children, and they here they're dealing with addiction at such a young age.
Oh yeah.
And here many of us are dealing with the same, we could say, right? And what is it going to be like for them? We are dealing with 4 decades, 5, 6 decades of this, right? And or at this junction that we're at, but these souls are starting so young.
I know. I don't know how they're doing it. I really don't. I don't know how bodies are doing it now.
They're not.
That's everybody's sick though.
They're not.
So we got the sickest generations being born in the last 10 years, and it's getting worse.
The environment is
And the parents they make so many excuses for it. Oh, well, they're he's always at his dad's, there's divorce or whatever, oh, well, they wouldn't eat anything else, so I had to buy that stuff or this stuff or whatever. And then I saw this other awful story the other day. The kid doesn't want to eat, and then the mom wants to take him to a therapist to force him to eat. Oh, I wanted to cry for this child.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. People just don't know really what to do. I mean, they're told untruths.
Yeah.
And,
The
and
children,
now they're addicted to the food. They can't get off of it.
the
They
children-
will not. My sisters, they don't care if they get diarrhea or stomach aches. They want the food. And I've told them before, don't eat that. Don't drink that. We don't care. We want it. And I'm sure that's like a lot of people.
Yep,
They don't care. They just want the food.
they're addicted.
They're so addicted.
Yep, and they're not being emotionally nourished. So they're going for all the stimulating stuff.
Right. And they live their lives so stimulated. Even in my own family, we try to be really conscious right now of what is stimulating, and when do we have our downtime? When do we feel okay with being calm? When do we find our inner peace? And it's not always about entertainment, but everybody's living, for the most part, on entertainment stimulation. Okay, I'm going to I'm going to school, now I'm going to activities, now I'm going to this thing or that thing, and I want to hang out with this friend, and I want to go eat this thing and then eat that thing.
And the computer games.
Yeah.
I mean, they're always on their phone. My daughter is constantly on her phone, when she's not helping my grandson with schoolwork. Oh my goodness. They're so addicted to the phone,
Yep.
constantly checking it. And it makes a sound all the time. Mine makes a sound all the time. I don't even know what the sound is.
Actually, wait, wasn't it called Pavlov's dog?
Oh yeah.
And it almost makes you want to look at it. Like, what the hell just popped up?
Yeah, no, they know.
Shut off all the notifications.
Yeah, I need to do that.
People are completely programmed through those notifications.
Yeah, the phones, when the phones came in is when it really got bad.
Yeah.
I think. And now everybody has a phone and they're just, they're hooked on it.
Well, before the phone, there was the beeper.
We're in interesting times. Yeah, I had a pager.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, but the phone is just so much more. So much
I
more.
remember the first pager I had. And I'd vibrate, and when it went off, I freaked right out. What the hell?
And you see those movies with Blackberries. Remember the Blackberries?
Yeah. To have a Blackberry was really, you were the creme de la creme.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it's a fun laugh to think about the old days anyways.
Keep laughing, keep smiling, keep jumping, keep moving, keep doing the basic things. Last week you had a lot more light. This week, yeah, you're going through pain, but
You're doing great.
This is all part of the process. It's for you. This is what's happening. And
right, for me. You're right. For me.
Yeah, you need to deal with it. And like we said, you can overcome anything.
Well, I will follow what you told me to do starting tomorrow.
Yeah, you're doing great. Just keep going.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to me. I hope I didn't bore you.
Oh,
No, not at all.
no. That's
We're
why
here.
We're here.
We're here every week, twice a week. For those, the few of the few, right? There's, you can see what's happening. Not many people are interested in the long term. They're just looking for that quick fix thing, and this is the way it is. Nothing's changed in the last 31 years. Nothing at all. Like I said, it's gotten worse. I think. More distractions. People are looking for more stimulating, more and more and more and more and more. And we're going the opposite way. Less, and subtracting, removing, clearing, cleaning.
Going with them.
We've already done all that stuff. So That's enough for now. You know, let's focus on giving, attracting, giving. And things will change. Things will change. They always do. Like we said, we haven't seen anybody not benefit following the protocol.
Mhm.
You know, if it's time to go, it's time to go, and we embrace that too. We don't know when our time is, right? Like everybody right now around the whole world is fearful of death, in a complete state of fear of death. We're all gonna die. You're not gonna escape it. A mask ain't gonna help you. Social distancing ain't gonna help you. A vaccine ain't gonna help you. None of these things are going to help you. And for anybody to believe that stuff, they're in complete state of, I don't know what it is. Ain't anything to do with the truth.
Yeah, I've been thinking about something recently, which is, was there a time when older people could accept where they were headed in life, you know, that there was an end, right?
Right.
And did they accept responsibility for that and, you know, choose to live their lives on their terms? And I say that because the alternative to that seems to be being committed to a nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
And or a life of, you know, well no, and a life of, you know, being drugged to be, you know, so maybe kept alive. I don't know, you know, that's not what it is. And I was talking to my neighbor, and she was saying, oh well, you know, in my culture we take care of our old people. I said, okay. We keep talking, and she says, yeah, I took care of my mother. I took care of her. Well, right up until the end. I said, oh really? She said, yeah. Well then, you know, I couldn't. And then it was, you know, I just had to get rid of her. Basically, she didn't say get rid of, but she did, you know. So she went a certain distance, and she felt that, okay, well, I went the distance, but now I'm done. And I've been contemplating that since then, that, you know, at what point, you know, does the older person, does the parent, let's say, you know, the older parent say, you know what, I'm fine and I'm okay being at home and making my way into the next chapter, you know, on my own, and I don't need some other intervention.
Yeah, it's how they do it before old age homes existed. Everybody took care of themselves, right? And their parents.
Right.
And so forth.
And wasn't I just remember this this story sticks in my head, but I was on a cruise 25 years ago, and we were in the Caribbean, and we took a day trip out into the country area, and the tour guide, I don't know why, but he said, oh yeah, and so lived up there on that hilltop, and they never came down, and they just finished their life up there. And it was so beyond anything I'd heard at that point 25 years ago. It was so beyond. You know, they understood what they were doing and who they were and what they were about, and that's where they peacefully went.
Exactly.
But in my world, no, you were committed to the nursing home, the state provided it, and that's where you went, and it smelled bad, and you were medicated and resuscitated, and something completely different.
Yep.
Takes courage to speak up sometimes.
It's
Express.
you know, it's the me is too important now. We can't take care of our parents. We got to live our lives.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, yeah, how much do the parents say too about what they want? You know, I wonder.
My mother refused to want to go to not an old age home before. It was, what's it called, a retirement luxury
Yeah.
retirement place. She wanted to stay in her home, and I gave her her wishes, stay in her home.
Yeah.
So,
Good, good.
By herself.
huh?
She couldn't be by herself. She needed someone to take care of her, right? In her home.
Yeah, so
So you had to get her a caregiver.
that's the path she chose.
I look at my youngest, and I've been jokingly calling her my retirement plan. I've been so loyal to that one, and she will be loyal to me.
Yeah, it's we gotta be careful what we wish for because they come true.
Wow.
You know, my mother for years she didn't want to do anything anymore. Didn't want to clean the house anymore. Didn't want to. She got her wish. She can't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
Mm.
She got her wish.
I used to think my grandmother was crazy because she didn't want to go to a nursing home. She wanted to stay in her condo and do her thing. And she had several close calls where she decided to go take a bath and got stuck in the bathtub for 12 hours. But but when the end came, I respected her so much that she chose
Do what she
she
wants.
chose her path.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's nice when you see them able to do it,
Right.
You know, unfortunately, your mom, she couldn't do it by herself. She was dependent, but at the same time, she wanted to be independent in her own home. So it was kind of difficult. It's one thing if you live with them, but another thing when they live on their own and they can't be on their own, then you have to coordinate everything for them to make sure they're okay. And that's what you're doing.
I have to wonder what it looks like in other let's say third world nations, right? Where there is no such thing as a nursing home, right?
Exactly.
You just have a dependent, right? So, what does that look like?
They
We're
don't,
so
yeah, they don't live on their own. Nobody, like the older people, don't live on their own in the Middle East. They don't live on their own like here. Here, like you
All
see, like
families are together.
an 80-year-old woman all by herself. Her husband died, and she's all by herself living in an apartment, or you know.
yeah.
I look at them. I'm like, wow, you're a strong woman.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I see people here. I have clients who lived on their own, and they're really tough, beautiful, strong women. But
My aunt's, my aunt's just about 97. She still lives by herself.
it's amazing. It's really amazing. I like that. At the same time, I also appreciate how my grandparents lived. And they were, there was always someone like one of their kids looking after them. And that's nice too because you have your family around you,
And
and
you can't
they're
say,
used to each other. They're so used to each other that it's not a surprise. Like it's not like a shock for the kids to take care of their parents because we're all
Right.
close.
Yeah.
Whereas here, people are not close to each other and like to their kids so much. They didn't live with them for so long, right? And I feel it's harder when they're older, they need care. It's either a nursing home or one of your kids will have to sacrifice their lifestyle because you guys are not you're not living together.
All right. Bonded.
Yeah, exactly. It's the bond, and if you don't have that, you can clash and have so much conflict with each other.
Yeah.
You're not used to that.
My thought right now is to be able to buy land inland from where we are now, maybe even south, and have a property where my kids can build their own homes and we can still all live together in some way.
It's nice. Yeah, it's nice to be surrounding. You're a family, and that's what a family is. You want to be close to each other. It's
And enjoying each other, right? Having mutual respect for each other.
maybe one day they'll get married and have kids, and you'll be around the kids as well, so you get to know them. really now it's people are far away from each other. The grandkids don't see their grandparents so much.
Right. The ideal became who you are as defined by your career. So
Yeah.
you were institutionalized as a child into the public school system. And then the child grows up and institutionalizes their parents and moves around, uh, not with a tribe, not with a family, but because they move with a job.
Yeah,
And we are all fragmented in this way.
absolutely. So the work
What,
becomes more important than the
what was
family.
that movie that after a certain age they euthanize you? I can't remember what it was called.
Oh.
Yeah, and everybody's happy because they're all on drugs.
Oh,
So yeah, they're gonna. That's what's gonna come here. They're gonna mandate you have to go to nursing home, and then they're
Yeah.
gonna mandate that you have to be euthanized after a certain age or some crazy thing. That's
Yeah, there is actually documents called the Complete Live System, and it was developed by Rahm Emanuel, the ex-Chicago mayor's brother, and I believe he worked for the Obama administration. And the Complete Live System documented the most
You ever
useful
see the
years of your
pictures in
life.
his office?
What's that?
You ever see the pictures in his office? His name is
No.
Ezekiel Emanuel.
Right.
Look,
Yeah.
do an internet search on it, see what kind of
Yes.
artwork he has in his offices.
Wow. Right. Because looking back, I wasn't looking for that stuff.
They border on child porn.
Mm. But yeah, it's all mapped out, right? When your best years are and so on.
Both of my parents got to travel a lot around the world and separate from each other. And both of them felt like when they went to Italy, they felt the heart of humanity. So trying to figure out what they were talking about, and what it seemed is that, the kids don't grow up, and then the family's like, all right, you're grown up now, get out, get your own place, that they don't do that. People keep families together, build another house, or an extension to the home or something. And I thought, I guess that's why you feel the heart of humanity there.
Most
That sound right, Gino?
Yeah, that's the way it is. They're together.
Yeah, I believe that's what most cultures
Yeah.
want, but we have been kind of, like
Brainwashed.
brainwashed, programmed, and even the parents today, in my opinion, who are distant from their kids, are not happy about it. And I'm sure they're looking back and they're thinking, how did this happen? How come we're in different countries? How come, like, what did I work for? What happened exactly? Where are my kids?
After
Yeah.
the $80.
Everybody's
And I know my parents too, they thought it was like good that they were in the melting pot. They were going, they were leaving their family to different cultures, and they saw it as a noble, courageous thing to do.
Yeah.
Times have changed in some parts of the world, that's for sure. And we are over 2.5 hours now, almost. Okay. Let's do a quick meditation, I guess. Call it a night. It's been a blast. Let's get comfortable. Close your eyes, feet on the floor, flat on the floor. Choose whatever hand mudra you like. And all the focus on the breath. With each breath, we become more and more relaxed. Drive the breath in the inhale up the spine. On the exhale, down the front of the body, back around the groin to the spine, the tailbone. On the inhale, up the spine. On the exhale, down front. Just do a few cycles of that on your own. Let's bring our focus to the area below the belly button. As we keep the focus in the area, we can feel the energy build up. Let's bring our focus to the genital area. If the mind wanders, just bring it back. Let's bring our focus to the perineum between the genitals and anus. Let's move the focus to the tailbone. Feel that energy build up with each breath, bringing balance to that area. Let's bring our focus up the spine a little to the kidney area. Feel that energy build up as we focus on the king and queen. With each breath, we build the energy and find balance in that area. Let's move our focus to up the spine between the shoulder blades. Let's move our focus up the spine to the atlas, where the spine meets the skull. Let's bring the focus to the top of the head, center of the skull. Let's move our focus to the third eye, center of the forehead. Let's bring the focus down to the throat area, thyroid, voice box. Let's move the attention to the heart area. Strongest field strength in the physicality. When we work with these fields, all is possible. In the state of plasma love always flowing. Sending it out. In service to humanity. Bring us back to peace, balance, correct conduct. Let's elevate all souls on the planet. Let's go down to the solar plexus. Let's put our hands together and rub them very quickly. Get some friction happening. And let's build another plasma ball. Keeping your hands, your fingers, and focus on building this plasma energy ball just made of plasma love always flowing. Just focus that energy and building its strength. Feel how it's moving. Feel its coolness. Or is it warm? Or is it hot? Now we're going to send it off. Flying through the air all over the earth, feeding everybody who needs it. So just set your intent and emotion into it. And send it off when you're ready. And there we go. Thank you so much. It's been a blast. Janice, you got this.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate all your help.
Stay focused and continue using all the tools. You'll get through it.
Okay, I will. Thank you. Good night.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night,
Night,
Barbara.
good night. Good night. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.